Hey everybody, how's it going? It's the Daily Shooter, and if you guys believe in the Constitution like I do, especially the First and the Second Amendment, you know that every single day is a fight for our rights. There's not a moment that goes by that somebody's not trying to infringe on our constitutional rights. Now, take the First Amendment, for example. If I try and show something specific here on YouTube, it could get the channel shut down. Instagram, Facebook, people are being deleted for Second Amendment posts. As a matter of fact, I was even blocked from my Patreon account for 6 weeks simply because of my posts. And my posts are all Second Amendment related. So try and keep in mind that it's pretty much happening everywhere. Honestly, if it wasn't for the Patreons that stayed and waited for me over there for 6 weeks, this channel would not exist. This channel basically wouldn't exist without Patreon support. So for those people that did stick around, I want to say a big thank you. And honestly, it's because of you guys that I'm standing in front of the camera right now, so I really appreciate it. Now, here's the thing. They left. The people that are mostly after our guns, because it's not just all people on the left, there's some people on the right as well, a lot of FUDs out there who don't see a need for these types of things. There's a lot of people right now who are expanding on what they want to ban. So you guys know that pretty much across the country, there are these continuous attempts at assault weapons bans, magazine bans, and stuff like that. Well, now Joe Biden and other 2020 candidates, also Moms Demand Action and Everytown for Gun Safety, are starting to push for additional bans, and I'm talking outright bans, on semi-automatic handguns. Now, we all know that the same people who are seeking to take away our rights, all of our rights, not just simply the First and Second, but quite a few more. I mean, just look at red flag laws, right? But we all know that these people are also the same people who would never let a good tragedy go to waste. And that's exactly what's going on now. We had a recent tragedy in Santa Clarita where a handgun was used, and so they're trying to capitalize off that. They're trying to take that and work it to their advantage. So we have Gabby Giffords, we have Joe Biden, we have Elizabeth Warren, all calling for specific bans on handguns. Joe Biden went as far as to say that he doesn't think the public should have access to military-style handguns that shoot 9mm. Now, I don't know exactly what that means or why military style is even a concept in this overall definition of what these things are, but still, that's what they use. Those are the words that they use in order to try and get public support. Because for the people that don't know, they hear military style and they think about the military, and they think that maybe only the military should have these things. They don't think that it's in common use everywhere around the world, not just here, but pretty much everywhere, and is the #1 tool used for self-defense. Now, try and keep in mind that it doesn't matter what you think about these politicians, whether or not you just think he's an idiot or she's an idiot or, oh, they're just, blowing smoke or something like that. That doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. What matters is that millions of people watch these politicians and take everything that they say as gospel. It doesn't matter whether or not it's a complete lie. If it comes out of their mouth, they take it as fact. You're not going to get somebody who's watching a Joe Biden town hall and Joe Biden says something like that in military style, and he's going to pause the TV, run to his computer, and do some fact-checking, jump on the FBI database to check statistics and so forth to make sure that what Joe Biden said is right. He's just going to nod his head, and he's going to continue watching the program, and what Joe Biden said must be fact, it must be true. And we all know that a lie repeated enough times will become true, right? That's just kind of how it goes. Stupid spreads. So it's really the message that these politicians and these, anti-Constitution, anti-American activists are trying to spread out there that we need to be worried about the most. Because right now we have localities, okay? Local governments are basically just chopping away at the Second Amendment. You got California, Gavin Newsom, who is death by 1,000 cuts times a million. Okay, he's made so many tiny little cuts to the Second Amendment that it practically doesn't even exist anymore. So we got to watch out for that. Yeah, the localities, but this will spread nationwide, especially something like this. And if it spreads enough where they get enough support in Congress, then it could be something that they decide to look at in the future. And, heaven forbid, we don't have some type of pro-Second Amendment protection in the House, the Senate, or in the executive branch, then we could be in some serious trouble. I mean, it's bad enough that they're already going after, all of the other types of firearms that they're going after, but now adding this to the list. And I'm not saying that they haven't gone after this stuff in the past. We all know that they have, right? But to say that it's going to be a new push and a renewed focus is definitely something that we need to pay attention to. It is extremely important that you remain active. Like I was saying before, if you're somebody who enjoys your Second Amendment rights, if you're somebody who enjoys the fact that you can protect yourself and that you're on an even playing field with somebody who means to do you harm, if you're somebody who enjoys the sporting aspect, if you're somebody who enjoys the hunting aspect, it doesn't matter. If you are somebody who actually partakes in the rights that are guaranteed to you, not granted to you, but guaranteed to you in our Bill of Rights, then you have to be active. You know, I've heard from a lot of bigger YouTube channels that say that they don't, you know, they're not really Second Amendment activists, or they don't really speak up on Second Amendment stuff because it might scare away some of the companies that might work with them. But here you are, you're making a living off of one of your rights, but then you're not willing to speak up about those rights. I never understood that. If we had a more unified voice, if we had more people speak up, if we had more people who were dedicated to getting out there and at least informing. I mean, that's you know, kind of where I'm at, right? I inform. I let you guys know what's going on. I try and give you the latest news and so forth. You know, Jared, Guns and Gadgets, another very excellent source for Second Amendment news, probably one of the best if you ask me. Then you know, you got to do your part, or else it's all going to fall apart in the end. I mean, you see that really the Democrats, the left, the people who seek to take away our rights, they could care less about the Constitution. It's merely just a speed bump instead of the impenetrable wall that it should be. So just pay attention, guys. Watch what they're saying. Listen to the words that are coming out of their mouth, because even though you know they're BS, millions of people think it's actually true. So just wanted to give you guys a heads up. Thank you all very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.